Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. So what am I riding today? Well, it's green. Yeah, I'm riding the deer. Riding the deer. It's early in the morning. What time is it right now? 7:10 in the morning. Yeah, 7:10 in the morning. Out on the deer. Dogs are always trying to get me. Yeah, it doesn't go without them trying to get me. Yeah, every time I'm riding, I pass a deer, pass a dog, and they gotta bark. And let me turn on my X-Needle helmet here. All right, we're out and about. Yeah, it's a good day. What is the temperature out right now? Let's see. 71 degrees. That's not bad. My ideal riding temperature has always been 70 degrees. It's gonna get warmer, of course, but gotta get out when you can get out. Let's adjust the mirror a little bit here. Oh, you know, when it's this early in the morning, you're still half awake, half asleep. Where are we going? Let's go straight. Let's go straight. Maybe we'll head towards the golf course. You know, the thing is, when the first time I ever went out there, one of my subscribers said, "Hey Russ, if you just keep going straight, you'll run into this Twin Lakes golf course." Yeah, I used to drive past there on the highway. You drive and look down and you'd see it. But I don't golf, so I have no real reason to go. Well, I went out there, and sure enough, yeah, you could ride around there. It's really small, really. There's not much really to drive around. There's two lakes out there. That's why it's called Twin Lakes. It's not really a lake. I would call it twin ponds. I mean, they're really small. So, yeah, more and more people out on bikes, I've noticed this year. I've noticed more e-bikes in the area. You know, so, yeah, things are picking up, I think. Still, most people don't have an e-bike. Most people have a regular bike, non-electric bike. You know, terminology-wise, as you know, nothing's really been determined what to really call it. Standard bike, non-electric bike, acoustic bike. No, I never say that. It makes no sense to me. But yeah, at least they're out and about. Now, you might notice there's not a whole lot of cars on the road. Well, that's because it's 4th of July right now as I'm riding. Everyone's been blasting all their fireworks late last night. Yeah, we heard it. I don't know about you, but in our area, you know, when there's a possibility of blowing off fireworks, people blow it off all the time. They do it way up early in the morning, and all right, I don't think there's going to be... Yep, well, we're gonna have to stop. I don't think there's gonna be anyone that's going to trigger this light for me. I could be standing here for a while. There's no cars. Oh, okay, here, look at this. The light is going to change for us. I don't know how that happened. It wasn't because of me, I know that. You know, people have said that if you lay your bike down, you can trigger those sensors with the metal on your bike. Maybe so, but it's magnetic. This stuff is aluminum. I don't think it's going to. Well, yeah, look at this place. This is like empty. Oh, okay, here. We've got a speedometer in front of us that says 21 miles, 20 to 21 miles an hour. My deer says I'm doing 21 miles an hour. It says your speed 19 and 20. So, all right, so basically what it's saying is that my deer is showing 1 mile per hour faster than that radar is showing. Good to know. I've noticed that other bikes that I have seem to be similar. That the bike always shows it as a mile or so faster than the radars show it. So who's correct? I'm gonna think the radar. So if your bike is showing 28 miles an hour, maybe you're really only doing 27. I don't know. Or you could have a really accurate one and, you know, it's exactly the same. But at least they're close. They're close. We'll do a rolling stop there. All right. So we're riding into the sun, which is not so good for you. Let me see here. Oh, I could have gone up on that. Oh well. The path is actually over here. It's to the left, but there's no cars here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, nobody's out. Seems like people are sleeping in. Oh, there's some guys playing golf. They're walking. But in general, very few cars. Now the highway is off onto our right side. We see cars on the highway. I mean, you could always see cars on the highway. People are always going somewhere. But on the main street here, people are sleeping. No one's out. Well, everybody's off, right? If you're off, you usually want to take it easy. You know, why go and wake up early? Okay, let's go around this way. All right, some guy's out here fishing. Yeah, you know, if you go fishing, it's early in the morning. Yeah, oh, several people are out here fishing. Yeah, it's early in the morning. I fished off of Lake Michigan. We'd go to Racine, Wisconsin, or we'd go to Kenosha, Wisconsin. Yeah, it's farther away, but it gave us better chances of catching some salmon. Salmon's not native to the lake, okay? It's stocked in there. Yeah, we get coho salmon and we get king salmon. So, yeah, these are big fish. Yeah, they're huge. So I prefer to fish off of Lake Michigan because of that. I usually don't do too well in these little lakes and ponds and stuff. So, yeah, going out on the big pond, they call it, Lake Michigan, it's better for me. It's always been better for me. But, you know, we go out there and you catch nothing most of the time. But when you do catch that one, you know, it's kind of like, wow. Yeah. They're huge. I'm not kidding. 33 inches, 36 inches. Yeah, they're big fish. I mean, just take a look at the salmon that you buy, you know, in the store. It's already filleted for you. Yeah, they're huge. That's the kind of fish I like to catch. Big ones. They put up a good fight. They don't taste the same. Yeah, they don't taste the same as the ones that you get at the stores. Store-bought ones are better. These landlocked fish don't seem to be the best tasting fish, though. Still, we do it, you know. Yeah, there's nobody out here, which is good. I mean, we got a service truck in front of us. Oh, he's pulling off. Maybe he's letting me on. Let's see. Yeah, he let me through. He let me through. Thank you. And believe it or not, we're pretty much totally around already. Yeah, so you got a lake over to the left here. You got a lake over to the right. So they call it Twin Lakes. Yeah, it's not much of a lake. It's really small. It's man-made, you know. But they stock it apparently. And I think to fish out of this lake, you do have to pay them to do that. The other side here on the right side, it's along the golf course. I don't think they let you fish out of there because then you'd get in the way of the golfers. So if you fish out of the one on the left. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna pay that to get that ability to fish out of here. There's plenty of other places you can fish that your normal fishing license would cover. All right, we'll go on the little path over here. Yeah, that was it. It's quick. Yeah, definitely it's quick. All right, we got some older woman with a walker here. So let's hit her with the bell. I don't know whether she heard that or she didn't. Probably not. I'm gonna guess she didn't. She didn't seem to react much, so most likely not. Okay, we have another gentleman up ahead. We'll have to hit him with the bell. Let's get to the. Well, let's let him get to the gate first. That takes too long. Let's go this way. That's one benefit of having a fat tire bike. Yep. And, you know, with the deer, if I had to hop a curb, I could probably do it too without a problem. Got a nice suspension. You can hop off of a curb pretty easily. Drying out already. Yeah, it's a nice day. It's got a nice breeze. I don't think the breeze is really there. I'm looking at the trees. It's really not moving. The breeze is because I'm moving. Yeah, you could almost pretty much expect that you're going to get some wind based on you moving forward. But yeah, 70 degrees seems to be perfect. You're not hot, you're not cold. The breeze is nice and cool. All right, let's head back. So what else do I have to tell you guys for today? Well, not a whole lot. Some things on the business end of things. I've again been contacted by bike companies, and again had to turn them down. I don't answer them. It's really what happens. I just don't answer them. If it's a bike that I was interested in, I would answer them. If not, I usually just let it go. And most often I don't hear back from them anyway, because I think they just generically send out emails to YouTubers to try to get them to do some videos for them. But almost on a daily basis, I get solicitations from companies for products that have nothing to do with e-bikes as well. Those don't really count, I guess. I've said that if you the light changed quickly for me. I said that if you started a second channel and just reviewed all of those odds and end products, yeah, you get a lot of free goods. I don't know. Police officer here. We'll wave and say hello to him. Yeah. They're out to enforce July 4th. They don't want people doing speeding down the roads where they shouldn't be speeding, not buckling up. Yeah, they, in this area sometimes they'll do a click it or ticket, where they will click. If you don't click your seatbelt, you get a ticket. Yeah, we've seen that in this area before. They'll randomly just stop people, and if they slow you down, essentially, they'll put like little roadblock. They'll slow you down, and they'll look in, and if they don't see a seatbelt on you, they'll pull you over. Yeah. Now for me, I've always worn my seatbelt. I don't think I've ever driven without a seatbelt on. So to me, it's second nature to do it. But still, I guess there's people who will not put a seatbelt on. So they enforce that. Overall, this general area, police have been really friendly. I think. I don't think they've really been officers out here that have been abusing their power. But again, I don't know. Maybe you're local. You've run into some that abuse their power, but in this general area, not so much. I had one once that pulled me over. He said I was going out of turn, in the sense that because they had an accident, and they were letting some cars through, and then the car in front of me went through, and then another car on the other side went through. So then it was my turn, so I went through, and then he pulled me over. And totally abuse of power. Because after he pulled me over, he had me sit off to the side for about 15 minutes. Then he came over, he took my driver's license, came over, just handed it to me, and then walked away. And I think it was because the other officer that was there went over to tell him. He says, well, the guy was just taking his turn. And I tried to tell him that, but of course he wouldn't listen. So that was abuse of power. Yeah. So sometimes you do run into some of these guys who just like to cause trouble for you. But those are few and far between, as far as I've seen for law enforcement. All right, where should we go? Let's take a right. We'll head into the sun again. Yeah, these are areas we've gone all the time, over and over and over, right? Yeah, it is. But the thing is, if you're just getting out and enjoying the day, you don't really have a purpose of going somewhere. Yeah, you take the local paths that are not too far from you. You try to find the easiest things to do. I could take the forest preserve. That's not too far either. I was probably pretty much equidistance, maybe, going there or going here. And over there, it's a commitment of what is that, 3 miles to go around? So once you start it, you have to do it. It's just like Bussy Woods. If I go to Bussy Woods, I've done that many times too. That's a commitment. It's a commitment to get there. Then it's a commitment of 12 miles to go around. So you really can't just start that and say, okay, I think I'm done for the time. Or the day. You have to finish the 12 miles. There's no way of getting off of it. So that's why I do some of these local area paths, because it's just easier. If you feel like I don't want to ride anymore, you get off of it. Your streets here, and then you make a decision and you head towards home, right? So that's why I do it. And a lot of times, this particular path, there's not really that many people on it. It's more of a walking path. People walk on it, get from place to place. Yeah, I know it's tougher for you guys. If I'm facing the sun, things probably look a little more washed out to you. Well, what can I say? Sometimes you face the sun, sometimes you don't. Now I did reset my my trip meter. Let me see if I have. Yeah, well, I've already ridden around 6 miles. I can't believe it. I mean, it doesn't take much on an e-bike to hit 6 miles. We haven't been out that long. Average 15.7 miles. It says I've been riding for a while here. Let me see here. Maximum speed was 25.1 miles. Average 15.7 miles. Time 23 minutes since I reset the trip meter. We have to add some time to it too, some miles to it too, because I didn't reset it right as I started out. Okay, we're gonna have to speed up here to get past. So yeah, whenever there's oncoming traffic and then there's a person in front of you, you got to make the decision: are you going to pass that guy or not? We had enough time to be able to do the pass and then move over. But times are sometimes you can't, and of course they don't move as fast as you, so then you really do a balancing act trying to stay vertical while moving slowly behind the guy who's in front of you, since you can't pass. I've noticed that since riding the bike for the last, I don't know, what has it been, 2.5 years? Almost 2.5 years. My balance has gotten so much better on the bike. If I was doing 5 or 6 miles an hour way back when I started, I'd probably tip over and fall. Now, I can pretty much balance the bike, even moving that slowly. I don't think I could have done it back then. It takes a while, it takes a while to get yourself acclimated again to a bike. You don't forget how to ride a bike. That's the thing. I think most people can tell you that even though they haven't ridden a bike in so long, they jump on the e-bike and yeah, they struggle initially, but then they pick it back up. It's not like you forget. It is actually true when they say you never forget how to ride. I don't think you do forget. So yeah, it's a fun thing to do. I think a lot of people, if they were interested in e-bikes, if this is the first time you've ever watched one of my Russ is Right videos, today's a very slow day. We're not talking about a lot of stuff. We're not going any place really special. We're just riding the streets. But this is typically what we do. I mean, riding and talking. Yeah, I don't know about your area, but a lot of the real estate agents always put out the American flags on the corner of your driveways on the 4th of July. Sometimes they do it on Memorial Day or Veterans Day or something like that. They'll do that too. And I heard through the Nextdoor app. You guys have the Nextdoor app? Yeah, it's just your local area app that neighbors can talk among themselves. It actually seems like a lot of times they're more about complaining than anything else. One guy was complaining. He says, "Yeah, these guys put these flags on our properties. How come they don't come back and collect it after they put it out?" So of course everyone jumped all over him and said, "Well, how hard is it for you to just get out there and pull it out yourself?" He goes, "But it's all over the neighborhood." Well, yeah, it's more of a complaint, than anything else. Or they'll say, "I heard this loud noise. What was it? Has anyone else heard that?" Well, it's 4th of July. I would tend to think you're going to hear a lot of loud noises. People will jump all over you about certain kind of comments. Comments like that, though, this doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. That come on, common sense. Fireworks, okay. People blowing off M80s. M80s are kind of loud and noisy. how much is an M80 worth? Like a quarter stick of dynamite? I don't know. It's pretty powerful. I don't know why people do that. Why you get a kick out of making that much noise? But yeah, they do. Yeah, fireworks are not legal in our area. We're not allowed to have it. You could have stuff like sparklers, I believe. Sparklers are allowed. Punks, what we call punks. You guys used to have punks? Go down to Chinatown, you can get stuff like that, no problem. You probably have firecrackers at Chinatown too, because they always blowing off firecrackers down in Chinatown. They always have these Chinese celebrations, and yeah, you know, an opening of a new store, they'll have a celebration to open a new store, and they'll have firecrackers and everything down there. I don't think they get a permit to do it. I think they just allow. I think they just allow the Chinese to do that. I've never heard of somebody getting permission to blow off firecrackers down in Chinatown. Oh well, what can I say? Alright, now we're heading the opposite direction of the path here. Yeah, I told my wife that I was going to go out early in the morning and do a little bit of riding. She says, okay. She's making lemon squares. We're doing a July 4th get-together at my brother-in-law's house. He's hosting a luncheon, a little barbecue. Yeah, he likes to do that. They pull out the grill, put barbecue up some hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff like that, chicken wings maybe, something like that, you know. So I'm not sure exactly what he's gonna make, but so my wife says, I'm gonna make some lemon squares, some dessert. I said, okay. So she's doing that. Didn't really need me to do it, so I says, I'm getting out of here. I'm hitting the road. I'm going out on the road. So she says, okay. All right. Good morning. Yep, when you can get out, get out. You stay inside, you're gonna have to help. Yep, escape. Get out when you can. That's my motto. Get out while you can. Before she finds something for me to do. Yeah, she only gets July 4th off. They don't give you like July 3rd and July 4th. July 4th this year being on a Tuesday. Yeah, one day only. Oh, sorry, I had an itch. Whenever I have an itch, I have to put my arm across the camera there. There's a guy on an e-bike. Usually if I see lights flashing, there's a good chance it could be a guy on an e-bike, and it was. I don't know what his bike was though. There you go. I think that was a box with firecrackers or something. Somebody was blowing off something there. Alright, we're going to go through the area where there's a lot of bugs. So I'm going to be quiet for a bit. Avoid some of this mud here. Alright, I'm gonna stay quiet for a bit. I don't want to be eating bugs while I'm going through this area. All right, we are out of the bug area. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Over there seems to always be lots of bugs. Since I don't want to be eating them, I just stay quiet for a while. All right, we're gonna come down this way. Yeah, sometimes you see the same people all the time. You know, they have their daily routines just like you do. So I'll run into people who walk the path all the time, or they're taking their dog out for a walk. Yeah, this area, you know, this general area is where I usually do my reviews. I do have a bike I still have to do a review on. And then, of course, eventually the Deer Mini is going to be showing up too. That's the Magicycle smaller version of this bike, essentially. I have the step-through version coming because I don't think they make a step-over version of the Deer Mini. But the one I have here is the step-over version of the regular Deer. I think in general, you might not really need step-over version bikes anymore, in general, because they make these frames so strong now, especially for e-bikes, that it's not really that much of a concern. I mean, I know that what used to be men's bikes and women's bikes, the men's bikes were always stronger because you had that extra bar on the top. I don't know whether that's really needed anymore. They must be finding more people are buying step-through bikes. And here's my reasoning behind that guess. The Rad Rover 6, okay, is available as a step-over and a step-through design. Well, Rad, as of last year, started selling that Rad Rover 6 for $700 off of their $2,000 price tag. Yeah, $700 off. And again, this year, they did it again. And it's only available for the step-over version. You know, they had a sale on them. So that's not going on right now. But they had a sale on them. And I kept thinking, why would that thing be offered that low? They didn't have the sale on the step-through version. The only reason I can think of is they're trying to lower inventory. They have too many of them or something, and so to get rid of them, they offer a discount just to lower the inventory. That kind of tells me that there's less people buying the step-over version compared to the step-through. I mean, they're not going to give a sale price on a product that sells well. But they'll give a big sale price like that to move product out that's not selling as well, right? That's my guess. All right, I don't know their true logic and reasoning behind selling just that one model for $700 off. But Rad, being the big company that they are in e-bikes, that kind of says something to me. That maybe people aren't buying step-over versions as much compared to step-through versions. So is it really needed going forward? Because a lot of the bikes that I see when guys are riding it now, yeah, there's step-over versions, or step-through versions. It's so confusing. There's step-through versions. And we're talking guys that are, you know, my age, right? I am 64 and a half right now, just so that you know. Yeah, guys my age or higher. Do they really want it or need it? I don't know if they do. All right. There was a squirrel there. I didn't want to run him over in case he decided to go forward. Decided to slow down a little bit. No, the deer will do 28 miles an hour, no problem. I was doing about 26 at the time. Speed limit here is 25. So I better watch my speed. You know, when you start the deer up, if you hit that throttle full blast, it goes. I mean, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going. Now, people have said that that's a safety issue. Well, if you know it happens, all you have to do is just tap the brake a little bit. But they say that, you know, it shouldn't take off like that. Well, I kind of like it, quite frankly, because it gives me a fast startup, and I don't have to worry about it as much. Like here, if I was almost dead stopped, and I just crank down on this thing, and then let go, it will just start taking off on you. But I was on cruise control. You know, if you hold down the throttle for at least 8 seconds or so, and you don't move it from that spot, it'll cruise control at that speed. Okay, so here I'm at 25 miles an hour. 26, 25 miles an hour. It's on cruise control. You know, I'm not pedaling. I'm not holding down the throttle. This is a fast bike. If you unlock it, it comes to you at 20 miles an hour. If you go into the menu and unlock it, you can get 28 miles an hour on it. And of all the bikes that we have, I would say the Magicycles have always been ones that had a lot of power. Yeah. A lot of power. I went back and I reviewed some of the stats that I've written down. I have a little spreadsheet of, you know, things that I know about my bikes. And that little Jaguar Undy, which is the folding bike, actually had gone over the hill better than any other bike. I always thought it was the Ocelot Pro at 12.3 miles per hour going over the hill was the fastest bike going up over the hill based on its ability to, you know, it's got a 96 Newton meter torque and everything. You know what the Jaguar Undy went over it at? 14 point something miles an hour, making it actually the top hill climbing bike. That's a folding bike. The thing only does like 23 miles an hour. I mean, I don't think I've ever gotten it over 23, maybe 24 at the most. And yet, that thing climbed the hill faster than any of the other bikes. I think it's probably because its weight is lower. You know, being a folding bike, it's not as heavy as like the Ocelot Pro. So even though it doesn't really have as much torque, so to speak, comparison to the Ocelot Pro, I think the weight of the bike and everything made it easier to go over the top of the hill. So I look at that and go, okay, that's a good bike, right? It's got a lot of power to it. Ocelot Pro has a lot of power to it. The Cruiser has a lot of power to it. So does the Deer. I mean, it's, as a company, I would say performance for the dollar wise, they may be one of the better ones of the various bikes that I have. All right, I gotta stop and take a sip of water. I'm drying out. Let's move up a little bit first. Okay, let's stop over here. I always try to find a little bit of shade when I stop. All right, let's get some water here. Polar bottle. I told you guys why I like the Polar bottle, right? It's not because it's a Polar bottle. Yeah, it's because of the cap. I like the cap. The cap allows me to keep it open. It doesn't really drip out. You have to squeeze the bottle to get the water out. But some other bottle caps, the cap section, you have to pull it open with your teeth or pull it open with your your hand. Otherwise, if you don't do that, you know, it will drip out. So you always have to lock it. I don't like to lock it. All right, I'm looking at this guy I just passed up. He's sitting outside in meditation. Yeah, he's doing one of those yoga, you know, where you fold your legs and sit, and he's just closed his eyes and he's like meditating. Don't think I've ever seen that before. All right, well, is there anything else new to tell you guys? I don't think so. I think yesterday I rode twice. I took 2 bikes out and rode the bikes. I did a third ride yesterday, but I didn't like the recording that I did, so I'm gonna scrap that video. That's one of the reasons why I says I'm gonna get out today, do a video. Well, I can, you know, do a video and replace that other video with this one. Didn't have much to say on that one either. Alright, anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I'll talk to you guys next time.